You've probably heard of cats having 9 lives. This myth has been around for centuries. But what if humans got 9 shots at life? Does it seem far out? Well, not in the case of a solicitor, Mason Qureshi. This 54-year-old lawyer from the UK died almost 9 times in less than 10 hours. The news of multiple heart attacks brought his wife Naomi and 2 daughters' lives to a standstill. His condition even left the best heart doctors speechless. So, what exactly happened to Mason Qureshi? Is he out of danger now? Today, we will unravel the shocking story of these mysterious heart attacks that left experts speechless. How everything began. Naomi, a 53-year-old supply teacher, was woken up by the loud snoring of her husband Mason on the night of March 26, 2022. The snoring was so disturbing that she even tried to wake him up from sleep. But the snoring persisted. Once she turned over, panic set in as she noticed that her husband was unconscious. She quickly dialed for the paramedics. Upon arrival, the healthcare team successfully brought him to partial consciousness, but in no time his heartbeat spiked to 315 beats per minute. Mason now had started convulsing and turned stiff. The team rushed him to the hospital. Naomi's heart sank for a second. The scene was so scary that their 2 daughters thought they had lost their father. Naomi felt she got Mason to Birmingham's Heartlands Hospital just in time, but the spell of bad news did not end for the family. The piece of information she received from the hospital within a few hours of Mason's intake was devastating. The pandemic of COVID-19 was at its peak, and Naomi and her 2 daughters could not visit the hospital due to restrictions. However, they got regular updates from their friend, who worked at the hospital. The medical verdict was Mason would not even make it through the day. Naomi got a call from the hospital 5 hours later saying that Mason was in the essential care unit. His heart had instantly stopped beating almost 7 times. Naomi had arrived at the hospital, prepared for the news that her husband had passed. Fortunately, when she arrived, he was still alive. Mason suffered 2 more heart attacks and was hanging on by a thread. The doctors quickly decided to fit an implantable cardioverter defibrillator, or ICD, in his heart. Mason had lost his regular rhythm. Patients with arrhythmia usually are corrected by an external device like an ICD. This device regulates heartbeats by sending electrical impulses to the heart. The device is also called a pacemaker. The doctors usually place it under the skin, in the chest, or in the upper part of the abdomen. Mason was also put on beta blockers, a type of heart medication to slow down the heart rate. A surprising reason why the cardiac arrests came as a shocker to everyone was because of Mason's regular gym habit. Heart attacks occur when the artery carrying blood and oxygen to the heart gets clogged up. Fatty foods containing high cholesterol and lack of exercise are the prime reasons for clogged arteries. So, how do you explain perfectly healthy people with poor hearts? It had been 25 years since Naomi first met Mason, and since then, he had always maintained an active lifestyle. He even played tennis twice a week to keep himself in good shape. But the heart attack did not catch Mason off guard. Mason's body tried to give warning signs before the significant shutdown, not once, but twice. In June 2021, Mason had an earth-shattering experience. He felt an unusual fluttering in his heart out of the blue. The terrified couple visited their general physician, who put Mason under a stress test in October. This test is typical for finding out how the heart functions under physical activity. The test results showed that his heart was doing fine. Again, in February 2022, Mason found something odd with his heartbeat. His doctor put him under a 24-hour ECG test that continuously recorded the heart's electrical activity. The diagnosis showed ectopic heartbeat, a rare condition that affects 2 million people in the United Kingdom with an irregular heartbeat. But the doctor again reassured the couple that he was better than fine. Combating 9 massive heart attacks was no minor deal. The doctors did not find any reasons for Mason's irregular heartbeat. Since the cause was unknown, they could not begin any treatment to cure it. Today, the family has returned to their everyday lives. Mason has started working and playing tennis just like before. Naomi is still scared every time Mason snores. She had always thought that stress was the reason for Mason's heart failure, but the doctors said that that wasn't the case. As for Mason, he's grateful to be alive. He says if it hadn't been for his supportive family, he would have kicked the bucket by now. His daughters proudly call him their superhero. The couple is currently campaigning for cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR. They urge people to join the Circuit, the National Defibrillator Network, to save lives. CPR is a crucial part of the survival chain outside of the hospital setting. Almost 350,000 people die from cardiac arrest every year in the United States. CPR is a science-based, life-saving procedure when the heart stops beating. The American Heart Association believes CPR doubles or triples survival chances. There is one thing that can stop you from going through a similar ordeal. It's eating healthy. What do you do to keep your heart healthy? Let us know in the comments below.